We're joined this morning by Miss Childersburg, Annie Ozment. Annie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. I guess you're all geared up for Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, sir. I'm ready for some turkey.
Do you indulge yourself in the Black Friday movement after Thanksgiving?
Generally, I do, but I'm a student in Auburn this year, and I'm excited to be going to the Iron Bowl as a student.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm going to be heading back to Auburn early Friday morning to get a spot to tailgate with my friends.
Fantastic. Now, Miss Childersburg 2018, how did that come about? Talk about it.
It's been a dream of mine since I was a little girl. My mom was Miss Childersburg a few years ago, and
You handled that real well.
I had to say what I thought would be appropriate for
I
her.
understand.
Right? Okay. So I have been in Miss Alabama. Last year I went as Miss Covered Bridge, and it's just always been a dream of mine to go as Miss Childersburg to Miss Alabama and be able to represent my hometown. In the pageant, I was in it in July, and we do a personal interview with the judges. We do an onstage question, evening gown, a talent, and my talent is clogging. And we also do swimsuit. And so all of that combined, I got to win the pageant, and I'm just really, really excited to get to represent Childersburg at Miss Alabama in my hometown.
What age did you get started with pageants?
I did my very first one when I was, I think, like 2.5. Somehow, miraculously, won that pageant. They asked us a question on stage, and they asked if I had any pets, and I was like, yes, I have a dog. And I have a cat, and I couldn't remember my cat's name, so I yelled into the audience and asked my mom what my cat's name was, and we took a break from pageants after that. And so I didn't really start back up until about 3 years ago.
Wow, fantastic. Annie Ozment, who is Miss Childersburg 2018. And what about your platform? Talk about that a little bit.
My platform is Feeding My Friends. I partner with Alabama Childhood Food Solutions to help feed food insecure families and children. And I'd like to thank Talladega County Schools for participating yet again in the Sock It to Hunger fundraiser. Every school in Talladega County has participated for multiple years now, and they've helped raise thousands of dollars.
How much money did you raise this year? Do you know?
We're still adding up this year. Last year it was about almost 5,000, and this year I'm pretty sure it's well over 5,000. So.
When you became a part and saw the work of Alabama Childhood Food Solutions, were you astonished at the number of people, the children that are hungry in our community?
Absolutely. I had no idea how many children are hungry, and I was going to school with hungry people every day, and I had no idea. And even when I'm working with the food bank, I still sometimes have no idea who that food's truly going to, but just to know that there are hungry children and families being fed makes it all worth it.
You said that you were headed to the Iron Bowl this weekend, and you are now at Auburn University and finishing up your first semester, right?
Yes,
How's
sir.
it been so far?
It's been tough, but I've really loved it, and I've got to make a lot of connections with people. I'm involved in a sorority at Auburn, and I've had the pleasure of serving as my pledge classes president for Alpha Gamma Delta, and it's just been amazing to see the huge diverse group of people that I've met and how we all mesh so perfectly. And I'm also involved in the Freshman Forum, which is the SGA branch for freshmen, and that's just been awesome to be able to talk one-on-one with the leaders of Auburn and then probably the future leaders of the state of Alabama and maybe even our nation. I've just been able to make lots of great connections, so it's been awesome.
When you arrived on campus, was it about like you thought it would be, or?
Honestly, I have been so ready to go to college since I was in 7th grade, and I cried my eyes out. I just did not want my parents to leave, and it didn't take but like 2 days, and I was like, okay, never coming home. Sorry, I love Auburn.
Annie Ozment, who is Miss Childersburg 2018, and what's next for you?
Well, I'll be heading down, like you said, for the Iron Bowl and finishing up this semester. Towards the end of the semester, the Christmas parade in Childersburg will be coming up. It's December 14th.
Now, this is huge this year, isn't it?
Yes. The city of Childersburg has completely amazed me. When I came home I guess it was Friday when I came home for break. I was amazed at downtown. Thank you so much to Mayor Weston and Miss Tricia for getting all of the people in the community involved. All the windows downtown are decorated, and all of the local support from the community is just amazing. We have Christmas in the Pines, which is open 7 nights a week now, and it just seems amazing. I've heard there are 1 million lights and a hayride to take you through to see all those. So if you're interested, stop by Christmas in the Pines. You can look them up on Facebook and get more information. But the city of Childersburg has just done an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what the Christmas parade turns out to be.
How important is it to you that you represent your town, the city of Childersburg, in the right fashion?
It's very important, and I think it's the most important to me because I am who I am because of the community that I was raised in and because of the people that cared for me while I was growing up. And I just think that as Miss Childersburg, this is my opportunity to give back to them and to shine Childersburg's light positively all across the state of Alabama.
Who is someone who's really made an impact in your life? Maybe 1 or 2 people?
My papa has made definitely the biggest impact on my life, whether it be teaching me golf or just telling me what next step I need to take in life when I'm a little confused. I'm just really thankful for him and all of his advice.
The pageants that you've been involved in, were you ever nervous?
Honestly, no, and that kind of goes back to my papa. He always has told me never be jealous, girly girl, and at first I kind of didn't understand why he told me that because I had never thought to be jealous, and then I entered a pageant world with 50 other beautiful girls around me that are talented and smart, and it was easy to compare myself to them and think, man, I wish I had this or I wish I could do that like her. But then I would always remind myself, never be jealous, girly girl. And so I'm just really thankful for that. It kind of always takes the nerves off and reminds me that whatever I am and whoever I am, that's enough.
It's got to be neat to have little girls, children, to look up to you, and that's a huge responsibility to do it right.
Yes, sir. It's I truly cherish that because I used to be that little girl, and with my mom working in the school system, I always looked up to the cheerleaders. And so whenever I had the opportunity to be that cheerleader or that princess, as the little girls say, to younger children, it just kind of warms my heart to see the smile on their face and reminds me of when I was a little girl looking up to older people.
We're talking with Annie Ozment, who is Miss Childersburg 2018. As we approach 2018, what are some of the events it holds for you next year?
My most exciting event will be Miss Alabama in June. This will be my 2nd year going, and like I said, I'm just really excited that I get to represent my hometown, and hopefully we'll do well at Miss Alabama and get to come back and tell you all about that.
How do you prepare for an event like that?
It takes a lot to prepare for it. You have to be physically fit, and you also have to be mentally prepared. So you have to keep up with what's happening in the world, but also be able to stay fit, also stay caught up in school because this is a scholarship pageant, so grades do matter. It's not only looks. And lastly, but most importantly, you have to work with your platform year-round, I think, just so people can tell that it's a true desire of yours and not just a put on.
All right. Fantastic. Annie, thanks for being with us this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on being chosen Miss Childersburg 2018, and good luck to your Tigers on Saturday.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Happy Thanksgiving.
More Daybreak coming up right after this.